fantastic day. So let's do some review on comparing fractions. And comparing fractions, taking a look at those denominators, okay? So here, this first example I'm going to show you is like a perfect world scenario. Like if we lived in a fair and perfect world, which we don't. Hey, look at this. The denominators are the same. You do not have to write this down. By the way, you will need a lined piece of paper for this. So if you do not have a lined piece of paper, please pause this video now and go get it. Welcome back. So you don't have to write this down, but this one is one that you won't see as often because, to be honest with you, it's just too easy. If the denominators are the same, you just compare the top numbers. Remember, the denominators are only telling you information. This is cut into 9 pieces. This is cut into 9 pieces. So we don't need to do anything with these at this point. And we just compare the top number. A 5 is less than a 7. But it's not going to be that easy in 4th grade. So let's look at a situation in which they are not the same. For example, this one right here. Now, I do want you to write this down right here. So pause it for a moment and write this down. Now, in this situation, we have 8/10 and 4/5. Now, we are comparing apples and oranges. We need these to be the same number. So which one should we change? Should we change one of them? Should we change both of them? What are your thoughts? If you were thinking we should only change one of them, you're absolutely right. This is the one we should change. Why, Mr. Brown? Because we can turn a 5 into a 10 using multiplication. Okay? 5 times what is 10? 5 times 2 is 10. Well, that's great for the bottom, but we need a number for the top. Right? This also needs to change. If you change the bottom, you also need to change the top. So whatever you multiply down here, you also multiply up here. So please write this down as well. Well, what do you know? These fractions are actually equivalent. So it's not a greater than less than equal, well, it's an equal to situation, not a greater than less than. This is actually 8/10, and this was equivalent to 8/10. So these are actually equal. That's the symbol we go into. Okay, make sure you have this written down. What about this one? Okay, now some of you eagle-eyed students with wonderful memories would notice that these two are actually benchmark fractions. So if you notice that right away, good for you. And if you also remember which one lives where on that number line, good for you. We're going to pretend for a moment. Let's pretend like we didn't know that these were benchmark fractions. And we're just looking at two fractions with different numbers in the bottom. In some cases, you need to change not one denominator, but both of them to make them the same. Again, we know they're benchmark fractions. Let's forget about that for a moment. So how do I know what to multiply the 2/3 by? Okay. Well, you want to multiply it by the other number, okay, the other number on the bottom. This number will tell you what to do right here. So if there is a 4 over here on the denominator, you will multiply that here, okay? And we will come up with the new and improved fraction. Remember, it's an equivalent fraction of 8/12. So we're going to have 12s on the bottom, okay? So how am I going to make a 4 into a 12? Right? It's by multiplying it by 3. So whatever this number is here will go over here, right? So this denominator was multiplied on the opposite side of the road, and this denominator also crossed the street and was multiplied over here. And we end up with 9/12. And again, at this point, it's incredibly simple. We just compare the top numbers. 8 is less than 9. So I want you to start to try some on your own, okay? Now, this one right here is our next one, 3/4 and 3/5. Some of you eagle-eyed students might even recognize this one. The numerators are the same. And we talked about this trick the other day. And if you remember that, wow, am I impressed. Okay, remember when we said the numerators are the same? We can look at the bottom numbers and we can tell that the smaller the number on the bottom, the larger the piece. But let's pretend like we didn't know that. Let's pretend like we didn't. So right now I want you to pause the video for a moment and think if one of these needs to be changed or both. Ready? Hey, if you were thinking that they both need to be changed, good for you. But here's the thing, I'm going to let you finish this problem. I'm going to let you, based on the work you've already done, you are going to finish this, okay? I will tell you that they both need to be changed, so you were right if you thought that, but you're going to finish it off, okay? So pause the video, finish this, and then let's move on to the next one. Welcome back. Here's our new one. Please write this one down right here. And I want you to pause the video for a second and think, does one of these fractions need to be changed or both of them? If you were thinking that only one of them does, you're correct. Okay, so let's see. I'm in a good mood today. I'll even tell you it's this one. That's the one that needs to be changed. So I want you to finish this one on your own as well. Finish this one. And when you are done, and of course, hey, just like this one, don't forget the symbol in between, please. Did you forget to put a symbol in here? Greater than, less than, or equal to, right? Don't forget to put the symbol there when you're done as well. Okay, pause this video, and then we have one more to go. Welcome back. Last, but certainly not least, this is the last one I'm going to challenge you with. And for this one, I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm not going to tell you whether one needs to change. I'm not going to tell you whether both needs to change. I want you to write this down, and I want you to try this one on your own, 19/25 and 4/5. Take your time, show your work, and show the symbol. And then we will review together. All right, folks, that's it. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of this lesson. And hey, I'll talk to you soon.